for a warm-up in a small space, it's a little funny because we can't really move too much. So the first one we'll do is a walk in place where we raise our knees up and then raise our arms up. So that way we're getting like a little bit of high knee work in and also getting our shoulders warmed up. If you do have more space wherever you are and you want to turn this into like more of like a running high knee or a walking high knee even, you can do that. I'm just going to do it in place. Oh wait, start down and I reach up. We're going to do it just 5 more times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the next one, similar. You're gonna have your arms out this way, and as you do a butt kick, you're gonna cross your arms. So that's 1, 2, 3, kicking your butt and then crossing your arms in front of you. This is just, it'll get our heart rate up a little bit, especially if you start to move a little faster. It's kind of like doing butt kickers. Again, if you have a little more space, feel free to like actually do some butt kickers. If you don't, just kind of doing it in place. Do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awesome. I'm gonna do now similar. We're doing walking high knees, just more of like a skipping high knee. Also in place is works. You can also move, but just skip it in place. Kind of doing a double hop off that single foot. Let's just do 10 of them. Start to get our heart rate up a little bit. Yeah. I've got 2, 1, and that was 10 for me. Keep going if you're finishing up. Let's do a little bit of reaching up and then reaching down to stretch our hamstrings. So it's up and then straight down. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do 10 of these as well. You can get a little rhythm to it. Again, if you have some space, you can kind of walk, get a little movement in between. I am outside my apartment. It is not a lot of space, but it's more space than a living room, that's for sure. I tried in my living room. I did a test run the other day. Didn't work. Not enough space. So I apologize for the wind. Ugh. I've got 2 more. Oh yeah. All right, this next one is more static. I'm gonna step back with my right foot into kind of a lunge, but just rest my knee on the ground. It's not meant to be like a workout lunge. And then since my right leg is back, my left knee is up, my right arm is gonna reach across to my left, and you'll really feel that in your right hip flexor. You can hold that for a few seconds. I'm gonna stand up and then do it to my other side. Left leg back, right leg up, and then left arm across. Feel it in your hip flexor and your quad. Oh yeah. All right, one last one. Let's do a little groin. So I'm putting all my weight to my right leg, sliding across, stretching my left groin here on the inside. I kind of like to go back and forth instead of holding it on one side. So I'll do like 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Do 2 more to each side. Ooh, yeah, okay, shake it out. And take 1 minute to do whatever you need. If there's something that you're like, I need to get my back, I need to get my glute maybe, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lift my knee up to my chest. So it's gonna be a Tabata workout, which is where we do an exercise for 20 seconds on of work and then 10 seconds of rest. And then we repeat that with the same move just 3 times. So is squatting down with our weight back in our heels, not on our toes, right? Weight back like you're sitting down. And then, oh yeah, I lost my balance. And then jumping up and landing back down. So we're gonna do that continuously. If that's too high of impact, you can just squat. Take out the jump completely. You can also, if you wanna do kind of an in-between, you could squat and then just come up on your toes. That'll still get you a little extra work in your glute without having to do the jump. I'm going to assume there are no questions. Give me a shout if there are, and I'm gonna start us in 3, 2, 1, go. We're going for 20 seconds. Try to see how many you can do in this allotted time period. Yeah. Yeah. Got just 5 seconds left. Keep working. 2, 1, and time. Shake it out. Awesome. That was our first one. We have 10 seconds of rest before we go into the next one. Here we go already in 2, 1, go. Keep working, keep it up. If you start to get tired, don't stop moving, but maybe cut the jump out. Last 5 seconds. 2, 1, time. Okay, we just got one more of this one. Tired, I already did this one today. This is a good one. 2, 1, go. Here we go, that's halfway. Last little bit here, keep pushing. This is it for this one. 3, 2, 1, and time. Yes, my legs are burning. All right, enough squat jump. Next one is gonna be a plank, just holding it. So up here in a push-up position. A way to make this one easier would be to go down on your knees and hold a plank. A way to make this one harder might be to add in like a single arm type of situation. So you could either take your right hand and touch your left shoulder. You could take and reach it out and then kind of alternate like that. So up to you. You can hold the plank from your feet, hold the plank from your knees, or use your arms to make it into a single arm plank. Here we go. We're gonna get it going here in 5, 4, 2, 1, go. Good work, y'all. I'm just gonna hold a plank for my first one. The cool thing too is with 3 rounds, you could try all 3 ways of doing it. Oh yeah. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and time. Down. Rest for 10. Actually messed up our Tabata timer, so guess what? We get to rest for 20. Lucky us. Here we go. Another 10 seconds of waiting. Another 10 seconds of waiting, but that's already. We're at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm gonna do the shoulder tap version, making sure our butts are down, our backs are flat, we're not twisting. If you put a glass of water on that tailbone, it would not fall over. Here we go, last 5 seconds. Keep working. 2, 1, and time. Good work. Oh yeah, we just got one more of that one. 3, 2, 1, and go. I was telling the group on Sunday, I was thinking about trying to have music, but it's just kind of another added technical difficulty that I'm not up for. And time, already done. Woo. Good work, everybody. Shake that one out. That was 3 planks, so we're done with that one. Our next one is gonna be a skater, which is, yeah, an interesting little move. Let me not mess up my Tabata timer this time. Okay. So I've got my right foot forward and my left foot back, so I'm staggered. And I'm kind of like jump switching. So my right foot is where it is. I'm gonna switch and put my left foot where my right foot was. And now my right foot is back behind. So as you see me do it here, you can tell it's kind of like, maybe like ice skating is the idea, and that's why these are called skaters. You can get your arms into it. And again, this is like, if you wanna make it higher impact, you can try to go a little faster, put more of a jump into it. Lower impact, you can just kind of walk through it. Up to you, however fast you wanna go. A skater, we're gonna get started here. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. There we go, I had to sync up my arms. Should be opposite arms. Forward of the leg, 10 seconds. 5, 2, 1, and time. Shake it out. 10-second rest. This is great for soccer players because we always are using kind of one leg really balanced, right? So we got to get strength in both of them. Here we go. 2, 1, go. Last 5 seconds. 2, 1, time. Woo, shake it out. Just one more of these. See if you can get going a little bit faster. Faster than your last 2. 2, 1, go. Last 5 seconds. 2, 1, time. Woo. We're gonna do a superwoman. I like this one. This will be less cardio. So I'm gonna lie down on the ground. I think you can see me still. Right. Your arms go straight out overhead. And they're gonna come back down and elbows into your sides and then reach back up. To make this one harder, you lift your feet up off the ground as well and then flex those glutes in your butt. This one's a nice rest from the cardio, but it's still a hard one on all your muscles. So here we go. We're gonna start in 3 seconds. Lying down on your stomach, arms out in front of you, feet up if you want, keep that butt nice and tight. And go. Last 5 seconds. 2, 1, and time. Down, rest down, and kind of chill. Look like I'm posing for something. 2, 1, go. You can kind of keep your eyes down at the ground, actually. You don't want to stress out your neck by looking up. This is really about your glutes more than your lower back. A little bit of a shoulder workout too because of the reach. Last 3 seconds. 2, 1, relax. All right, last one. Whew. So nice down here on the grass. 2, 1, go. Last set of these. Here we go. Try to keep those arms off the ground. Chest off the ground. 5, 2, 1, and time. Relax. All right, we're done with that one. Okay, I'll show it real quick. So you're gonna start with your feet just square, and let's do, we did the front lunge to stretch earlier, so let's do a back lunge. So you're gonna take a step back, lunge, and then twist into that front knee. And so it's a bit of a core rotation as well as the leg work, okay? I think what we should do is since we're doing 3 rounds, we should do alternating legs, right? So if you go back with your right, twist, stand back up, and then go back down with your left, right? So make sure you're alternating, trying to get equal work on both legs. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, last set. Here we go. Or last move, I should really say. Step on my high knee. Bah. 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 Y'all, I messed up. I started us a little early. Guess what? We get a little extra work in. We should be done right now. We're gonna go 5 more seconds. Keep working. Keep working. 2, 1, time. Now we rest. Shake it out. In 2, 1, begin. Make sure that front knee is behind the toes, not in front. Last 5 seconds, keep working. Time, shake it out. There we go, we just got one last one. starting to feel comfortable with the move, you can try to go a little faster, but definitely don't want to go so fast that we start doing wonky stuff with our knees. And go. 1, 3, 4, 6. Last 3 seconds. Can you get in 2 more? 1 on each leg. And time. Woo, yeah. Check it out, y'all. Time for some water. Part 1 complete. So I'm gonna come on over here to one of my cones, and we need our soccer balls for this. We're gonna do 4 different, I think what I would call them are patterns today. So the first one is going to be using the inside and then the outside of your same foot. Everything we do right now is gonna be in like a 2-touch rhythm. So what I mean by that is, let's say I start with I'm gonna use my right foot for my first round. So that means my left foot is never gonna touch the ball at all in this. My right foot only. I'm gonna take 2 touches with my inside and then 2 with the out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. When I get to my cone, I gotta go around it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It actually is harder to do it that way as opposed to just going 1, 1, 1, 1. It helps us kind of slow down and really keep control of the ball. So it's a 1-2 rhythm. And what we're gonna do is go, you saw I went down and I came back. We're gonna do that twice. So you go down, go around your cone, come back, and then do it again. Using that inside, outside of the same foot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Whenever you're ready, go for it. Go down and back twice. If you're feeling good about it and you want to do a third, feel free. Go as fast or as slow as you want to. 1, 2, 2, 2. All right foot for me. 1, 2, 2, 2. Another way, if you watch me here real quick, is to not even worry about going between the 2 cones, and would be to just kind of almost do it stationary. So let's see, that was my right foot. So I might go 1, 2, 1, 2, almost just in the same little space. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then that way I don't feel as like confined between the cones, and you can kind of just work. Still in a small space, of course, but it gets rid of the cone element that might make it more difficult. So with that in mind, I'm going to show you another pattern. So that was the first one, right? So that was inside, outside, using the same foot. This next one is going to be inside, inside, where you have to alternate feet. So if I start here with my right foot, it's going to be 1, 2 with the inside of my right, and then I have to go 1, 2 with the inside of my left. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, if you want to just kind of do it without the cones, if that felt weird and not good in the space, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And just really getting used to that kind of a rhythm and having the ball at your feet. If that rhythm is too fast, feel free to slow it down. It might be more like 1, 2, 1, 2. And then as you get faster, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Let's just go on your own for. I don't love doing time, so I want you guys just kind of count on your own. Like maybe do 10, or if you're going there and back, go there and back 3 or 4 times. Just trying to get lots of little touches. Two, 1, 1, 2. Yeah, it is tough in a tight space trying to go between the cones. We just go like that, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We do that with the kids. I personally like the 1, 2 because I think it just continues to force a little more rhythm in our or a different rhythm, I guess. The next one, as some of you might be able to guess, is doing just the outside of the foot, and then alternating feet again, right? So it's I'm gonna start here on the right side of my cone. I'm gonna be on my left foot. And so it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And it really forces us to kind of get our hips around the ball. I mean, yeah, to Crystal's point, this isn't easy. Let me show it again here without the cones. So I think it would be 1, 2, and then you really have to cut 1, 2, 1, 2. It's all in these hips. It's a lot of movement. Yeah, I think go for it. See how it feels. Again, if it needs to be slow, if it needs to be 1, take a couple steps, 2, come around it, 1, 2, but really getting used to that outside of the foot. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, next one. You're gonna start with the ball on the inside of your foot. I'm starting over here on my left for whatever reason. So it's inside left and then sole roll. Sole is the bottom of your foot. Sole roll left. Inside right, sole roll right. Inside, sole roll, inside, sole roll. So it's a similar pattern again of like 1, 2 with your right and then 1, 2 with your left. So you're alternating feet. But the sole roll part might be a little tricky. So if you're not feeling confident in your sole roll, you can also just start by practicing that. And again, not really worry about the cones and just kind of practicing going back and forth, right sole roll, left sole roll, right sole roll, left sole roll. So if you think about it, it's like you're going one way. So right now I'm dribbling towards the camera. And then I'm deciding, you know what, I actually want to go back the other way, maybe even the way I came from, right? And so there's a lot of different ways to turn out, right? We're gonna just work on 3 of them today. So all 3 of them are gonna be a chop or a cut, and we're just gonna be using different parts of our feet. So the first one is gonna be an inside the foot chop or cut. So like I was saying, I'm dribbling towards the camera. I wanna go the other way. And so I'm chopping and cutting with that inside of my foot to go back this way. And then I chop and cut to come back this way. Chop. Just realized you couldn't see that. Chop with the inside of the foot. When you feel good to go ahead and practice that, let's do like 8 to 10 on your own. You don't need cones, just kind of in the space, wherever you want to go, change in direction, using your right and your left foot, inside chop. You can almost kind of like fake shoot it or fake pass it, and then you're like, nope, just kidding, going the other way. When you're feeling good, you've done about 8 to 10. You can come on back to the camera. And see you. I've got 2 more. Come in one direction, and then we want to chop with the outside of the foot to change and go the other way. Trying to keep that ball close to us, and then we can dribble out, okay? So same thing, whenever you're ready, get after it. As slow or as fast as you need to go, like 8 to 10-ish, just to get a good feel on the ball. Yeah. Try to use both your left and your right. I know for me, my left is always a little bit of a struggle. Got to work on it. Yeah. 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 We are going to use the inside of the foot again, but it's like you're putting the ball behind your front foot. So before, I was chopping with my right in front of my left foot. Now my left foot is going to stay out in front of me, and I'm going to chop the ball with the inside of my right foot behind it. So that's a Cruyff. And then you can do it with your left. If you want, let's see, I'm going to stand right here. You can even just kind of do it in place to start if you don't feel super comfortable with it, and just kind of step and work on this little kind of movement where you put in that inside of the foot, but behind your other foot. So if my left foot is doing the Cruyff cut, it's the ball is going behind my right foot. My right foot is doing the Cruyff cut, it's going behind my left foot. Once you feel good about it, you can move kind of away from how I was just doing it and start like dribbling in one direction and then turn and go out the other way. And really think still about, it's like a cut. Yeah, and you're chopping and turning and going the other way. Yeah. This one is especially deadly. You'll always get them. Do about 8 to 10 just out in your space. Trying to dribble a little bit. We're gonna try to think of this a little more game-like now. Hopefully doing it without the cones, just in your space, you got comfortable with it. We're gonna do one round of each of the moves. So we'll go back to the inside chop. I'm gonna start at this one cone and I'm gonna go out to the other cone and chop and turn right at that cone. But I need to do it in a way where I'm kind of almost thinking of that cone that I'm dribbling at as a defender, right? So I'm dribbling at that cone and then I'm gonna chop at the inside of my right and put my body here between the cone and the ball, because if like that was a defender, between the defender and the ball. When I come back to this cone, I can just kind of chill, turn, and then I go again. I'm here, this time I'm gonna use my left foot. Chop, put my body there, and dribble out. We're gonna do 6, okay? I challenge you to use your right and your left foot. Really dribble right at that cone like it's a defender, and then inside the foot chop to turn and change direction and get away from them and leave them in the dust. When you've done 6, just come on back so I can see you. I can almost feel the defender right on me. It's like not gonna happen for a little bit, but I have to imagine it. All right, once you've done 6, you can catch your breath for a sec, and then we're just gonna go again, but now 6 with the outside of your foot. Same thing, you'll notice though now that it's kind of a different, like you'll realize that as you go to do it, like, oh, I have to put my body in a little bit of a different place because now you're turning outside of the foot, you're gonna be turning a different way. So just pay attention to that. And as you're coming towards that cone, really thinking about, okay, that's the defender, I'm gonna cut. I need to do it in a way where the ball doesn't get between me and them. I have to put my body between them and the ball. 6 more outside of the foot. Trying to use right and left. All right, and when you've done 6 of that, last round of 6, almost, second to last round of 6 is the Cruyff. Dribbling right at that defender and then saying, see ya, and putting your body between them and the ball, come back to where you started. Yeah. As you start to get more confident in your Cruyff, this is a great one to really like fake like you're gonna shoot it almost. It's like this kind of pump fake, like I'm gonna shoot it, whoop, and then you cut and change direction. No, I'm not. Going the other way. Bah. Yeah. So weird that I don't know where you guys are at, but maybe do 2 more, start to wrap up. Okay, last thing before we do a cool down. 6, your choice. There's 3 of them, right? But then there's also left and right foot. So yeah, just try and toy around with what you're feeling the most confident in. Maybe you do that one, that feels good. Maybe try the one that you're not as confident in, try to push yourself. 6 last ones, it's your choice. And now it also is gonna force your brain to not just be like this robot, like, oh, I'm doing inside. It's like, no, now I don't know, I have to make a decision, which is much more game-like, right? So last 6, yeah, just make sure you put your body between you and the defender. 2, 3, 4, 6,